The Sun Sign News Daily Horoscopes are for information purposes only. The Sun Sign News Daily Horoscopes are not intended to replace professional medical, psychological, legal, or investment advice. It is the intention of the author of the Sun Sign News that the daily horoscopes be used in conjunction with one's own common sense and, if warranted, the advisement of a professional and licensed physician, psychologist, attorney, or investment advisor. Welcome to another edition of the Sun Sign News. Today's horoscopic reading is for Monday, July 3rd, 2023, calculated for sunrise Eastern Standard Time, and beginning with the sign currently occupied by the Sun, Cancer. Lowered physical vitality, confusion in communications, and delays in transportation are all ways that today's stellar influences can play out for your sign and thus become the root of a significant amount of tension. This tension is likely to be exacerbated by a powerful drive to assert yourself throughout the day. Additionally, you'll be wise to put off any major purchases until the end of the week. If involved in sports, you should guard against injuries. On the upside, and whether single or attached, romantic matters are looking top-notch. Leo. Today's stellar influences can leave you feeling depressed, anxious, and suspicious of those around you. You may also be susceptible to impulse purchases that you will ultimately come to regret. The good news is that most work and career-related issues should go pretty well. If involved in sports, anticipate lowered physical energy for this day. However, if you can pace yourself properly, you should have considerable speed and agility. Lastly, romance is looking a little chilly for today. Virgo. Today's planetary positions can be indicative of a period during which there is significant tension between you and your employer, or if self-employed, between you and your clients, as well as between you and your friends and colleagues. The demoralizing effect of these combined tensions can briefly upend your creative output. On the upside, your athletic performance should be pretty good, and the potential for positive romantic encounters tonight is high. Libra. The general theme of today's stellar influences is likely to play out as challenges to your independence and autonomy as it relates to your job or the practice of your profession. In other words, and if employed, the boss is going to be all over your ass today. Friends and colleagues will prove to be no help at all. And while athletic performance can be marred by lowered energy and a degree of clumsiness, the potential for romance throughout the day is looking good. Scorpio. Unpleasant communications and confrontations with the overly opinionated can come with today's astrological influences upon your sign, so brace yourself. If involved in sports, this same stellar influence marks a brief period of lowered energy and agility, as well as a need to guard against twists and sprains and strains. On the upside, relationships with the significant other should be harmonious. Sagittarius. All types of financial transactions, as well as any major purchases, are to be considered unfavorable today. Equally, it would be wise to check to ensure that your financial accounts are as they should be and that no errors have been made against you, as well as ensure there is no sign of fraudulent charges. In terms of athletic ability, today the stars may leave you tired, slow, and clumsy. And completing the bad news, it looks like some significant tensions between you and your significant other may be present throughout the day. Capricorn. Due to today's planetary positions, you may find it hard to get along with anybody. The greater balance of tensions is likely to be between you and your coworkers or your employees, that is, if you are self-employed. The outcome of relations with your significant other will depend on how hard you push to get your own way or insist that you're right in matters of differing opinions. If involved in sports, today's stellar influences can leave you in a sort of fumbling, bumbling, and butterfingered state. Aquarius. The effects of today's stellar influences upon your sign can result in a brief period of depression or feelings of sadness. Backstabbing coworkers and an unfair workload are examples of how this astrological influence can manifest. Aquarian parents, as another example, may find raising children extra challenging during this time. To add to it all, your partner may be dealing with his or her own challenges and offer very little support. On the upside, if you're currently studying some serious topic, your ability to take in and retain information should be good, and athletic performance should be somewhere just below peak. Pisces. While speculations made prior to today can potentially pay off today, this is a bad day for new speculations or gambling. Friends and coworkers can be a significant source of aggravation. Pisces parents may find the little darlings causing them a whole lot of extra work today. If involved in sports, today's athletic performance should be solid and well above average. Tonight, you and your significant other may have very different ideas on how to define fun. Aries. Household and family matters, as well as ordinary responsibilities, can seriously clash with work and work scheduling, as well as the pursuit of your professional goals. There is also the potential for those in positions of authority over you to be unfair and unwise. Expect no help from your coworkers, and if self-employed, your employees may prove to be extra lazy and very irresponsible. Creative work can suffer under this brief astrological influence. On the upside, both romance and athletic performance are looking pretty good. Lastly, this is also a good time for Aries parents to look into who exactly they've been hanging out with and where exactly they've been going. Taurus. Don't feel singled out, as along with your own, there's at least one other sign for whom today's stellar influences are subjecting them to unpleasant communications and having to deal with some overly opinionated jackass. Taurus parents may find that these unpleasant communications carry over to their dealings with the little darlings. Also made unfavorable by today's planetary positions are financial decisions and any form of speculation or gambling. Athletically, consider this as one of those days when you'll probably have zigged when you should have zagged and zagged when you should have zigged. On the upside, a friend can be a great help today, and tonight, romance is looking good. Gemini. Confused communications, delayed shipments, and minor problems with transportation are all examples of how today's stellar influences can manifest. There might even be an unexpected household expense, which comes at a really bad time, because under this same influence, any major purchase should be considered unfavorable. If involved in sports, while your energy should be good, your feet might be a little slow. On the upside, relations with your significant other should be good. If you have enjoyed the audio version of the Sun Sign News, we ask that you give us a thumbs up and even subscribe to this channel if you are so inclined. That will help keep us on the air and delivering a daily dose of cynicism and sarcasm wrapped in a supercharged daily sun sign horoscope. And remember, don't blame us.